All right, we got some things to talk about real quick. Listen, this is a quick message to all the fans out there. For some reason, when I ended the stream on Sunday, everyone said that I'm a Genji Chovy hater. Okay, let's just take stock, okay? In my top 5 list of Worlds players, Genji had every single player in the top 5, and some of them in first place. I predicted Genji to be the best team at the International, and I said they're the best team in the world. I said Chovy's the best player in the world. I even was a Keen hater last year, and I defended Keen all year because I realized how good he was and how wrong I was. The only criticism I've ever had on Lehens is it's hard to quantify how good Lehens is because he's such a big voice, and it's hard to do that from the outside. And Pays is a weak player when the team's behind. That was my only criticism. I even said they had the best mid jungler in the world. You can check any of my comments about Genji. All I said, and I apologize for it, because obviously when you have a lot of viewers, you have to be careful the way you say things, because the way I say things can swing a narrative, right? So I said that Smolder's boring, and I said that it leaves a sour taste in my mouth that they're winning this way. Because we had an insane series, 4 games, and I also said that Smolder is the equivalent of Uni. I'll give you my reasoning. Number 1, people in chat, there's 300,000 people. You have to understand that a lot of these people who watch Worlds actually don't play League or watch League, so they don't even know what Smolder is, a lot of these people. So when people were like, why do you think Smolder's boring, or why did you say ooh? I said, because Smolder's the equivalent to Yumi, because people would understand that. People would get it. If you're an old school League player, that would make sense instantly. Second thing, the reason I said that Smolder's boring is because I think the champion is boring to watch. I've seen enough of it. It just scales and does nothing. The champion does that. It does that. It does. Okay, that's just a fact. It's boring to watch. And the reason it left a sour taste in my mouth, and I said that, is because the series was so hype, and Genji reverted to a Yone trap, which they've been doing in Swiss stage, and they've been doing all summer long by playing Smolder, or Maokai and Rumble and all that shit. It's a Genji classic. They will just outscale you and bleed you dry. Now, my main point of defense, and the main argument people are saying, is Caedrel said that Chovy is boring and Genji is boring from that series. That's not what I said at all. First of all, I said Smolder's boring. Second of all, I said that's a sad way to end the series because Genji are just going to bleed them out. And third of all, how do you think that I control this narrative? The main reason I say this is because you know who actually made me realize that it... At first, I apologized because I thought, damn, maybe I'm swinging this narrative that Genji's boring somehow. Like, I did say it during the year once or twice, but it's not something that I've drilled down on, okay? But the main thing that actually made me realize that I don't think it's as much my fault is I looked at the Korean forums, and the Korean forums were like, on FM Korea, I translated them, they were like, why the fuck is Caedrel getting so much hate for saying Genji's boring? When the crowd boos when they pick Smolder.
The Skarner, and they've paired it up alongside the Smolder as an answer. We saw this in the...
Is that my fault? When the crowd boos, if you pick Smolder? Is that my fault? Is that Caedrel spreading the narrative that they're boring? Oh, they were all watching my stream when I said it was a boring pick. So, everyone always likes to point fingers at narrative deciders. And I say Smolder's boring. And then they boo in the crowd for the Smolder pick, but it's Caedrel's fault. So I don't understand what you're on about. I just said what people were probably thinking or what I was thinking. So anyway, when I read FM Korea, there was like a post with like 150,000 comments on it, or 150,000 views on it with loads of comments. And someone said that, I was like, wait, that's so true. Like, I felt so guilty. I was like, wait, this is maybe my fault, all of this shit. But the fact that the crowd's booing too just makes me realize, like, this is just a natural reaction that I had. I think anyone would have that natural reaction when a champion like that's picked. All right. Anyway. People would do... They did whataboutism as well. They were like, Zeka picked Smolder in Game 5. You didn't say that he was boring. Bro, you don't have to understand, man. I was biased to FlyQuest. This was the biggest upset possibility in the history of the series. I was fueled with energy. I was ready for the most disgusting-ass Game 5. Pure fighting to decide whether Genji's out or if it's the biggest upset ever. And FlyQuest come out with some crazy-ass picks, probably, because it's their Game 5. And then that happened, right? So I was just disappointed. That's it, man. It's not that deep. It's not that deep. Caedrel says X, dominoes fall. We get to the end, Caedrel hates his team. It's like, it's so annoying. And I understand that I have so many viewers, and sometimes I get lost with what I say, and I don't realize that having 300,000 viewers, if I say certain things about teams and players, that these narratives will just become wildfire, right? And I'm really cautious of that. And I try my best, I really do try my best, especially for the players, to not cause these fucking narratives that hurt their career in a sense, right? Obviously, there's a lot of like sentiment that I can't control, right? Like, for example, if I defend Doran for an entire year and say he's not a choker, and I try and fight the narrative that he's a choker, and I try my best to like make it so he actually is a good player, because he is, and then he rocks up the worlds and does things like that, there's not much I can do, is there? Like, I try my best to defend him from watching him all year long and say he won't choke, he will play well. He does something like that at Worlds, for example, then the whole narrative just gets even doubled down even harder, right? So there's things that I try to do to combat narratives after knowing the players pretty well, but it doesn't matter how hard I try. It matters what happens, right? It matters what happens, and then the community will run away with whatever they think, right? So, enough yapping. Enough yapping. And that's probably why, it's true actually, I saw this other post. People were like, this is probably why Faker is just an NPC and gives like NPC answers, because the second he says something, it shifts the narrative and everything. But listen, the final thing I'll say about this is it's my stream, it's my co-streams, and I'm gonna say what I think. I'm gonna be nice, but sometimes I'll be hard. And if you want the main broadcast, watch the main broadcast. If you don't want strong opinions, don't watch my stream, because there's nothing I can do. I have two options when you put a gun to my head and say stop saying these things about players or champions. Option one is become the most PR trained fucking NPCS motherfucker ever and just watch like a robot. Number two is you click the X button and close the stream. Because I'm here to have fun, I'm here to watch my favorite teams, I'm here to be biased to my favorite teams, and I'm also here to be objective sometimes in teams when I don't have a race in the teams, in the series, and give you league analysis, right? And I'll give it to you straight. If that guy flashed into a wall, that guy flashed into a wall. He's getting laughed at. If that guy does the craziest outplay ever, he did the craziest outplay ever, I'm gonna lose my mind. I love the game, I love the players, I love the teams. I'll laugh at some moments, I'll get excited at some moments. That's just how it goes. I'm not gonna sit here like a fucking dried painting wall. So, yeah. I appreciate anyone who stays around for the streams, and here's a kiss. But I do think that the Reddit was getting into a cesspool. What we've done is we used to have 5 mods on the Reddit, now we have 12. We also have a new kind of not head mod on the Reddit, but someone who monitors... he works, I won't say which Reddit he works for, but he works for one of the bigger Reddits of an actual game. And he's come in and we've changed a lot of the rules around. And he's added a lot of like, not bots, but filters and shit. So hopefully, the Reddit now is getting better. I'm not gonna sit here and watch this Reddit devolve into like the League Reddit or some fucking like toxic cesspool. Not that the League Reddit is, but it can be sometimes, right? I don't want this Reddit to turn into a cycleland. This Reddit originally started with people posting memes of the stream. And now, because of the content I do, it's kind of gone into like an esports League of Legends place. So yeah. Go to the comment I saw on YouTube saying Genji's draft and find they saw most of Fly's Joker picks came from or were built around mid, so they forced Yone in their hands and countered it with Smolder. Yeah, we have, I mean, actually there's a lot of Genji posts. And I appreciate that there's a lot of T1 fans on this Reddit, but if you start attacking people personally, or mass downvoting, or being a fucking annoying person, you're just gonna get insta-banned from this Reddit. There's nothing I can control with... I don't think the T1 fans are all like that, right? But there's nothing I can... If T1 has the biggest fan base, and of course in a League of Legends Reddit, there'll be a lot of T1 people, right? Or fans. It's the same on the League Reddit. If there's a T1 post-match or a T1 content, it's going to get spammed on the main Reddit as well. It's just the way it goes. It's just about making sure that the right T1 fans are here, right? Because if you're a T1 fan that just mass downvotes and flames people and attacks people with no logic, then you can just get the fuck out. Okay, what's happening on the Reddit? How Tess be describing Carrier Pike Game 3? Ambressa's ultimate namely surely won't cause issues on broadcast when casters say the fully ability name. Yeah, I think that's going to get changed. I mean, didn't they change Vi's ultimate from Assault and Battery to Cease and Desist? And casters were saying Assault and Battery and then they had to remove it or some shit? Isn't this just as bad? Public execution? I feel like it's... What the fuck is that? What is that? What is that? What the fuck? How do I unsee that? He's inting, no? Yeah, he's inting. The strongest mid laner in the history versus strongest mid laner of today. I'm the strongest mid laner in history versus the strongest mid laner of today. Bro, Gen G T1 is going to go crazy. What's the schedule, by the way? Are they putting Gen G T1 second? Yeah, they are. I'm not surprised. Oh, you always have to find a way to get to Worlds. Official Mad Lions Koi will become Koi in the LEC next year. Yeah. They're rebranding away from Mad Lions. So the Mad Lions name is gone now, chat. It's just Koi. Let's go KT Kanavi. Sources. Kanavi is cleared of suspicion of tampering in the LPL. What? Was he blocked from the LCK? Was he blocked from the LCK or some shit? Really? He was? Why? What, for win trading or some shit? What's his... Oh, because of the... Oh, I see. Griffin drama. Well, KT Kanavi. Bro, Kanavi coming back to LCK would be insane. Kanavi versus Canyon would be like fucking... A chant for Caedrel's future esports team. We are Red Gang, all hail Red King, long live... Bro, what are you making? The fuck is that? I can't read that music. What is the dots for? Happy birthday, Deft! Yo, happy birthday, Deft. Let me say happy birthday, Deft. From looking like the worst teams, top KDA leaders. Fuck, where's Chovy at, man? I chose Chovy as my KDA leader for fucking pick'ems. From the screen, to the ring, to the pen, to the king. Okay. Some interaction of Chovy and Faker at Asia Games. Yo, Chovy and Faker were best friends at the Asia Games. They're having a great time. I mean, if you're Faker and you have to play against fucking... Who did he play against? Who did Faker play against at that tournament? Faker rocked up, played against Kazakhstan in the Asia Games, won, and then Chovy did the rest of the tournament, and Faker got his gold medal. Bro, he's thankful. A 42% increase in average viewerships for quarterfinals compared to last year. The average viewership for Worlds 2024 quarterfinals jumped up by 42% compared to last year's tournament. 4 teams in the quarterfinals broke personal peak viewership records. English broadcast experienced a noticeable increase compared to last year's quarterfinals. Some community casters even set new viewer records. That's me. I set a new viewer record. I think our new viewer record now is 340k or some shit. There was a post. Bro, League is not dying. League is fine. I think League is still the most viewed esports in the world, isn't it? If you don't count like the mobile games. I feel like it's still the most viewed esports. It ain't dying. We're good. Predictions for Gen G versus T1. I'm guessing 3-2 Gen G. They have broad database against T1 and players are exceptionally specialized in slowing momentum. Not research previous posts because there are many factors signing the game. I don't know, man. I think, you know what we should do? This one series, Gen G T1. This one series, Gen G T1. We should... We're not allowed any predictions. No predictions, no analysis. Just Chovy versus Faker. Winner comes out alive. They should make the stage just a MMA octagon. Chovy versus Faker, one comes out alive. The narrative is the best player in history versus the best player of today. And that's it. And then just start the game. White Worlds jersey will win Worlds again. Yeah, I saw this. Whoever wins Worlds is wearing white, chat. The trend continues. Faker and Chovy are practicing in ranked EOS servers right now. Faker's at Diamond 2, Chovy's in Master. Yeah. What is he doing? Let's not talk about it. Yike has joined K-Corp. Yike has joined K-Corp. It's happened. It's happened, chat. Yike locked. But where? Probably K-Corp. Or is it Giant X? Is it Giant X? It's probably K-Corp. That is fucking massive for K-Corp. Their roster is so stacked. It's Kana, Yike, Kalist, Vladdy, Targa. Their roster is so stacked. It's crazy. Their roster is so insanely stacked. This team, I'm sure K-Corp is top 3 next split, or it's complete Riot Games. Completely crazy if they're not top 3. Vladdy's growing into be a really strong mid laner in Europe. Kalist is the most hyped AD that's ever existed in Europe at this rate. Yike is one of the best junglers in the league. And Kana is, when he's comfortable and he knows what's happening, he's a top tier top laner. The problem I see for this team, though, is this team might lack a voice and direction. Maybe. Maybe Yike can take on that leadership role. Or Vladdy is like a good talker. But that might be the one thing that drive, you know, because Kana can't do it. I know Vladdy talks a lot. But like that confident drive, you need it. Domestically, it's fine, but it's once you get to an international, you know, once you get to an international, you need someone to really drive the comms, I think. I think K-Corp is mega stacked next year. I think K-Corp cooked hard in the offseason. They cooked big time. He tweeted Viego. Oh yeah, they definitely got Yike then. Look at the video. What's the video?
Absolument, effectivement.
I don't get it. KC Kameto? What happened? Did he play against Yike? Oh, did he play against Yike? Oh yeah, there it is. LDLC Yike. Wait, why is Kameto jungling versus Yike? No offense to Kameto, but that's not fair. Eh? How is that fair? That's hard as fuck, no? Why does he have to play that then? So Vitality's locked, looks pretty decent. BDS is locked, I'm not sure how that's gonna go. SK bot lane, I'm guessing it's the Koreans, Rahel and Noone coming back, but I'm not sure. Rogue, I guess, I don't know actually. I have no idea what Rogue's doing. I think Rogue's trying to sell their spot, but they can't. Mad Lions Koi is done. They have Jojo. Wait, bro, Jojo Pure in the LEC next year is gonna be so fucking hype. Carmine Corp have Yike. Heretics have just gone full cheap rookie roster. Like, I think Heretics might be last place, but we'll see. I think 1 or 2 rookies is fine, but they went 3 rookies. Like, I think the cheapest roster is for sure Heretics. Chat, by the way, Skewmont, quick thing. You know that people are talking about Skewmont. I'll give you a fun fact about Skewmont. Look at the leaderboard right now. Skewmont is 200 LP above second place. Spamming solo queue, he's rank 1, this guy, Skewmont. And he went on a loss streak recently. He was 300 LP above second place. When I checked it a couple days ago. He must have gone on a lose streak. But this guy is rank 1. He was rank 1 by miles before. I think he decayed a lot. But he's completely spamming games. Not decayed a lot, he lost a lot. This guy's going ballistic in solo queue. Yeah, I feel like this roster is super cheap rookie. This is a hype pickup. Yike on this roster is going to be crazy hype. Vitality is probably going to be pretty strong. G2, I think, is going to be pretty damn strong as well. Giant X, I don't know. Humanoid put something on his Instagram story recently where he had like waving goodbye or some shit. So I don't know if he's in Fnatic anymore. Giant X, I know Giant X in this offseason right now is completely cooking up a crazy team. Bro, this tweet was really cringe. Like, I'm not going to lie. This guy tweeted at Yike paragraphs on Twitter about why he should join Giant X. Like, what are we doing? What the fuck is this? Oh, it's a meme. Okay, that makes it way better. Okay. It's a meme. Okay, then I completely take back everything I said and I apologize. If it's a meme, that's fine. But I actually thought this was serious. I was like, what the hell? I was like, there's no way. Then he's based. I take it back. You know what? Hi, Giant X Jose. That was a good one. If it's a meme. Where the fuck's my thing? Here it is. I know Giant X is cooking a crazy offseason. They are cooking a crazy big offseason. But I'm not sure if everyone's coming to their team. I know that they're trying to do something crazy, but well, I keep using the word crazy. But they're actually really tryharding this offseason. They have decent budgets, but they can't really seem to cook anything around Jackies. I wonder what's going to happen with this roster. I wonder. I also wonder what's going to happen with Fnatic. Do they keep Jun? Is Jun going to be the bot laner? Because Noah, the rumor is that Noah's in talks with Giant X. Or some shit. So maybe Noah's going there. But then what happens on Fnatic? Like, is Upset coming back? Where's Upset at? I feel like Upset is teamless. And so I think Upset's not a bad pickup for some teams if they can get him on cheap. Yeah, Mickey X is free, Yankos is free, Upset is free. I don't know if is Wunder coming back to pro play? Is Wunder taking a break? Did Wunder say anything? Yeah, Odawamne's free. Where's Wunder at? But yeah, it looks like the LEC has some hype around it, some pretty hype rosters, but a lot of these rosters, I think LEC budgets went down by a lot. All these teams like Vitality and Heretics were just throwing money at the wall and pissing away money for fuck all and losing anyway. They were signing like €500,000 contracts and just fucking losing. And now they've all realized like, maybe we just sign players for like 100k a year max, and we can get 5 players under 1 contract. Like they have the equivalent, their roster now is cheaper than 1 player in previous years, their whole roster probably. We'll see. I think strongest teams so far in the offseason looks like G2, Vitality, KC, and Mad. Look pretty good. I just don't know what Fnatic's doing right now. They have Oscar and Razork, but I don't know if Humanoid's there. I don't know if Noah's there. Mickey X and Upset are duo queuing together. Upset's playing on his Fnatic account. Really? They're duo queuing. Aw, they're cute. 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 From the rumors, Fnatic is going to be going for a Korean AD carry with Jun or Upset Mickey X. Bro, listen, all I'll say is, whatever Fnatic do with bot lane, sure, go ahead. But if Jun doesn't play next year in the LEC, that is criminal. That guy was so fucking crazy insane. It was absolutely mind-blowing how good that guy was. Like, that is so fucked up if Jun doesn't have a team next year. I wonder where he'll go then. I wonder where he'll go if what do you have, Labrov and G2? I think people are sleeping on Labrov. Labrov is so good. Jun could go to the LCK. I don't want him to go to the LCK. You know why? Because I don't think a top team's going to pick him up, because that's just the reality of it. He's probably going to play on something like, I don't know, Nongshim or DRX or some shit. I would much rather he's in... Oh, DK Jun would go crazy though, but I don't know if they're going to sign him. I feel like DK's going to keep Mohem. Oh, DK Jun. That sounds fucking crazy. I don't know how Korean general managers perceive players that go to Europe as like Korean players that go to Europe. I don't know how they perceive them. I actually have no idea. I wonder what they think of them. Oh man, I just feel like the thing that I've noticed over a while in Europe is like top players who peak as like the best in Europe get pushed out of the region so hard because of the way budgeting works for teams or because of fan sentiment. Like, I'm, as much as Perks played pretty underwhelming in his last few splits, I miss Perks. I miss having Perks in Europe in general. Just feel like having a player like him is just nice. Like, I feel like he really got fucking axed by the community, like as a player. And like Wunder is now kind of vanished as well. I think Mickey X is insanely good, but if he doesn't join Fnatic this split, then I guess he's just gonna chill for a bit. Neme is insane player. I don't know. Yankos is gonna be... I don't know where Yankos is going. Bwipo is... I hope Bwipo comes back to Europe. Like, Inspired is in NA as well. Just imagine those players who are in the LEC right now. How nice would that be? Even Reckless. Just imagine those players in the LEC. Like, how nice is that then? And Caedrel. Imagine Caedrel was in the LEC. That would be cool, no? What did Wunder say? I don't care about the others you mentioned, but I hope Caedrel comes back. Yo, Wunder, what's happening? Talk to me. Where are we at there? Are you like gonna take a break? Are you retiring? You're not sure yet, I guess? Maybe you're not sure yet. I don't know. Back in my days, in like 2019, 2020, if you weren't on G2 Fnatic, you're just automatically like fighting for third. I just got Master Tier. I'm kinda good right now. Wait, that's better than me. What is this? FlyQuest Nukeduck said, I've heard that T1 went 1-20 in scrims against Gen G during Worlds so far. Huh?
But I've also heard that T1 went like, you know, like 1-20 against Gen G in scrims during Worlds. Shit.
So maybe Gen G was just nervous because they hadn't played for like 2 weeks, you know, because they qualified straight away 3-0.
Jesus. I mean, Gen G always seems to beat T1. But the problem is, bro, I swear, Worlds is, and I'm not saying this just because it's T1 or anything like that. Every time a favorite comes into a World Series, at Worlds specifically in best of fives, it's never how you think it is. It just isn't. I swear, it just doesn't happen the way you think it will. Whether it's closer series than you think, or whether the other team does something so surprising, I don't know, or the other team looks bad, something always happens. So as much as they are 120 in scrims, I still think that series is going to be one for the history books, you know? Because Gen G have beaten T1 in every series. But this is the most important series that they've ever played against each other, I would argue. 100% I would argue. I would say this is way more important than any domestic final, a world semi-final. And way more important than their MSI series. This is the most important series that Chovy and Faker have ever played against each other, ever. Because they've never played each other in a best of 5 at Worlds. Apart from when Chovy was on Hammerlife in the Worlds quarterfinals of 2021. That was a completely useless series. It wasn't even close. He had Morgan. This wasn't even close. This series was a fucking stomp, wasn't it? So now Chovy gets his shot again. We're like a proper stacked team. But Gen G should be the favorite still. Even though T1's been playing well, Gen G in my head are still the favorites by far. Gen G are the favorites. When was the last time a big favorite actually won Worlds? Well, EDG in 2021 was... I don't know if they were among the favorites, but they were the first seed from the LPL, weren't they? DK in 2020 was expected to win Worlds 100% that year. That year, DK was expected to win Worlds. FPX was not expected to win Worlds in 2019, were they? I don't think they were at all. IG in 2018 also... Were they expected to win Worlds? Were they first seed IG in summer 2018? I don't think they were, right? They won their first LPL split in 2019 spring, though, when they won their first split. I thought RNG was a favorite there. 2017 was Samsung, right? Were they the favorites? I'm not sure, but I don't think they were, right? I think Longzhu was the favorites. Yeah, Longzhu was the favorites, right? 2016, T1 was probably the favorites, SKT. I mean, SKT and Rox were probably the favorites. I'm not really sure. And then 2015, I'm going to say that T1 was the favorite with Marin. But were they first seed in 2015? T1? Were they first seed? They weren't, were they? Were they? For some reason, I think they weren't. I remember the series where Marin was playing Maokai and he's proxying a wave when they're losing. EDG was the favorite. Yeah, but Fnatic beat EDG in the quarterfinals, didn't they? Didn't the Fnatic beat them 3-0? Isn't that the series where Deft TP'd on a ward mid-fight? This was the series, though. Look at Deft.
Will is there as well.
He's TPing in a Jarvan ult on a lantern.
And Yellow Star, he fancies this one.
Okay.
He's going to pulverize onto Clear Lab. The Unbreakable Will is there as well. Rainover's jumped in. Def has got dunked by the captain.
And obviously you could cancel your TP, so he cancelled it and flashed out and died. So funny.
Rainover's jumped in. Def has...
That was funny. That was good. Yeah, so I guess it hasn't happened often that the favorite wins. But that's just the way Worlds works. Like, Worlds is so weird with the way it's like single elim. You don't show up on one day, you're out of the tournament completely. Worlds is just like different like that. Worlds isn't the best team wins. Worlds is the most consistently mentally stable team wins. Or the team with the best meta shift wins.